Good morning, everyone. My name is Tod Nielsen, and I'm a not too long time member of the temple since 2007. And today I'm going to talk about Pali Pronunciation with a PowerPoint presentation. And I'm also going to lead the meditation. So if you can't hear me or have any questions, just wave your arms out maniacally and I will see it. So let's start with the meditation. Thank you all. First of all, thank you all for coming this morning. So sit comfortably. If you're sitting on a chair, put both of your feet on the floor. And if you're sitting on a cushion, keep your back straight. Or in a chair, keep your back straight. Try not to point your feet at the altar. And now we want to relax. So take some deep breaths and listen to the bell. Let your mind settle. Put your hands in your lap or on your thighs, whatever is most comfortable for you. Close your eyes. Or if you don't want to do that, gaze at the floor right in front of you. Take another deep breath and let it out. Now turn your attention to the muscles around your eyes. I think most of us squint a lot, especially when we're coming from the outside to the inside. So relax the muscles around the eyes. Also your cheeks and your forehead. Relax those muscles. Check your nostrils, make sure you're not flaring your nose. And then, very important, check your jaw, make sure you're not clenching your teeth. Just let it go slack and let there be some space between your teeth, upper and lower jaw. Now go back to your eyes and make sure you're not squinting again. Now move down your neck to your shoulders. Always a lot of tension in our shoulders. Just try to let them drop down. Relax your shoulders. Now down your arms to your elbows, both of them, your wrists, down to the hands, down to the fingers. You may want to clasp or unclasp your fingers just to relax them. Go back up to your shoulders, make sure they are relaxed. And then down to your abdomen, your chest and your abdomen. Relax those muscles. Try not to clench your abdomen. And now your back. Try to sit up straight as you can. Want to straighten your spine. Imagine there's a string tied at the top of your head, pulling you up. so that your head is balanced on your spine and your spine is balanced on the chair or the cushion. Remember to keep breathing. Now down to your buttocks and your thighs, pelvis. Just relax them. Just consciously think of them as relaxing. And now down to your knees. Down your calves and your shins. Down to your ankles. Down your instep. And down to your toes. You might want to crunch your toes up a couple times. Now go back up to your head. Make sure your face is loose as if you were asleep. Your body is relaxed as much as possible. Let's continue on to loving kindness meditation. So the Buddha said loving kindness meditation is the most important thing you can do. Why? Because you're helping other people and you're helping yourself, mostly by clarifying your mind, purifying your mind. So we can use those 3 famous words and send them first to yourself. May I be well as I can be, as healthy as I can be. May I be as happy as I can be. And may I be as peaceful as I can be right now. May no harm come to me. May no suffering come to me. May no defiling emotions of anger or lust or greed, delusion, may they not come to me. No fear or anxiety. Will. May I be well, may I be happy, and may I be peaceful. Really think about those words. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May no harm come to me. May no suffering come to me. Now imagine those same thoughts. We want to spread them over the entire universe. So let's start with ourselves. And now think of those other things for people who are not near to us, but the people who are near to us. May everyone in this room be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no suffering come to them. May no defiling emotions come to them. May they be happy. And just imagine those thoughts spreading out from you like the sun, the rays coming out of the sun to everyone in this room. Imagine it coming out of your body like rays. Let's make our circle a little wider. Let's say everyone here in Woodstock, including animals, whatever wildlife there is, whatever pets there are. May they be well, happy, peaceful, free from suffering, fear, anxiety, free from ill will, hatred, and greed. May everyone here in Woodstock feel this way. Let's increase our boundaries again. Let's think of the same thing for everyone in our country. Same thoughts. May they be well, happy, and peaceful. May all creatures be safe. And now spread those thoughts over the entire world. So many people suffering. Natural disasters and wars, poverty and ignorance. May help come to them. May love come to them. May they be well, happy, and peaceful. May all creatures be well, happy, and peaceful. All creatures, the seen and the unseen, the near and the far, the big and the small, the known and the unknown, those who have been born and who are waiting to be born, those who are on the verge of dying and those dying, all those creatures, all the humans, all the animals, whatever their creatures there may be, may they be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no suffering come to them. And then finally we want to spread these thoughts over the entire universe, as far in front of you as you can even imagine, as far behind you, to the left of you, to the right of you, above you, and below you. Spread those thoughts like the sun spreads light. All the way around the universe. Now let's move into silent meditation. Good time to check your posture, make sure you're relaxed. We want to understand our crazy minds. Of course, it's impossible not to think. So when you start following your breath, right away thoughts will come up. So what we are doing is practicing recognizing thoughts as they come up in our minds. I mean, many people go through life without even thinking about what they're thinking about. And we are learning to see those thoughts as they arise. And we are learning to evaluate them and drop the ones that are not helpful. So let's follow our breath. It's an object of concentration, it's always there. So you may feel it in your nose, or in your lungs, your abdomen. But follow the breath as it comes in and out. And as I said, when thoughts arise, just drop them, you can think about them later. And then keep returning to your breath. keep returning to your breath. So notice thoughts as they come into your mind. If there's a troubling one, you might want to take the time to understand where you think it's coming from. It's almost always, or it is always, rooted in one of the three, what are called the three poisons: attachment or greed, aversion or hatred or anger, and delusion about ourselves and delusion about the world. So if you have a really troubling thought, try to figure out the base, where it's coming from, and that will make it much, much easier to drop that thought. On the other hand, if you have a really good thought, you can try to decide where it's coming from. Of course, the opposite of delusion is knowledge of reality. The opposite of aversion is loving kindness. And the opposite of greed is generosity. And if you don't want to do that, just return to your breath and keep breathing. Keep returning. Thank you. Everyone put your palms in front of your heart together and make a promise to yourself to do a little bit of meditation, or a lot, at least every day, even if it's only a few moments, and continue to understand how our crazy minds work. Thank you. So today we're going to change it up. We're going to do the chanting after my PowerPoint presentation, and you will see why after I'm done. And please bear with me, I have to change seats. Okay. A lot of buttons to push. If you can't see, feel free to move around anywhere. Let's see. Okay. So you know the Buddha's message, the most important one, to do no evil and to do only good, to purify our minds. This is the teaching of the Buddhas. So help is on the way. This is pronouncing the perplexing Pali in our chanting book. So someone said I was just doing this PowerPoint because I heard them flubbing the words, but I won't mention his name. He's sitting right in front of me though. Carl. So of course that never bothered me because it's perplexing. So let's start with pronunciation, greatly simplified, of the vowels. So if you want the really good Pali pronunciation, you have to check with the monks because it's difficult. But this is greatly simplified. So we'll start with the vowels A. So it's pronounced ah in our in Pali, ah as another, another. It's never long. If it's long, it's spelled differently. And E is what used to be called a schwa. I don't know if it still is. When I was in high school, it was called a schwa. And it's just a sort of sound, as an end. There was a comedian who said she was driving with her boyfriend in his car, and the needle was on E for empty. And she said, for a woman, E means empty. For a man, it means So that's the sound you want to make. E. Then I is pronounced E, as in ski or brie. And by the way, these are the Italian way to pronounce vowels, and maybe the Spanish, I don't know. So I is pronounced actually as an E. And then O is a long O as an own. O. And then U is pronounced U as in prudent. U. Not you, but U. And then Y as in yet, or Tokyo. And now pronunciation, again, greatly simplified, of consonants. So K, pretty straightforward, as in cat or keen. The K sound. KH, though, as in black heath. So both the K and the H are pronounced K. In English, we usually skip over anything that looks like an H that doesn't start with the beginning of a word.
What's the Pali word with that?
Pali word?
Yeah, what Pali word has the KH?
Yeah. So at the end, we're going to go through what we usually chant, and you will see. So G, as in gate, G, the G. And the G is never a soft G as in giant, it's always a hard G. And then C is a little confusing because it's always pronounced ch. I'm not sure why they did it that way, whoever decided how to transliterate Pali, but they did. So C is pronounced ch, as in church or change. And it really gets confusing when there's a CH. Should be pronounced as in witch hazel or ch, ch. And then N as in neighbor or nice, straightforward. And then N with a tilde over it, as in canyon or senior. That's also a little confusing because sometimes they will have, in a Pali word, they will have this N with a tilde over it, and then another consonant, and then a vowel. So you have to remember the vowel, even though it's 2 letters away from the N, has that Y sound in it. So canyon or senior. And sometimes when they print letters, the tilde gets dropped. So you're forgiven if you make a boo-boo. And then T, straightforward, as in ten or toad, t. And then TH, a little difficult. As far as I know, there's no TH sound in Pali. The th sound in Pali. There's no the sound. So you have to pronounce it as an anthill or sujata, never as in they. So it's Sujata. Of course, he won't slap you if you mispronounce his name. So D, straightforward as in dig or die. And then DH as in Buddha, as in madhouse. So the sound. P as in pat or pinch. Sorry for that. PH is another problematic. It is in top hat, but never as in photo. So P. And then B as in back or bite. And BH as in abhorrence. So try to pronounce the H as in Bahadia, Bhante Bahadia, or Bhante actually. So it's a little difficult, and as I said before, in English we usually skip over H's if they're not at the beginning of a word. And then V is also a little tricky. It's a sound somewhere between V as in vain and W as in wane. So the monastics have learned a sound that we English speakers never learn. Pardon? Yeah. Yeah. Like Wimala. Right. And when well, I use W too, but if, ask monks, if you say, is it Wimala or Vimala? They'll say, yeah. So I do believe they can hear the different, but we can't. But anyway, I use a W when there's a V. So H as in hot or have. So I always pronounce an H not as an hour, but as in, like what hour is it? It's always pronounced. So try to pronounce all the H's, even though it's difficult. As I said a couple times before, we usually don't pronounce H's unless it's at the start of a word. So Dhamma, Buddha, and Sangha. And then also very tricky for English speakers is try to pronounce both letters of a double consonant. So Buddha, Saba, Satta. So I try to sneak in a little sound between a double consonant like Buddha, Saba, Satanta, but it never quite comes out right. So just do your best. Okay, so now, so when I'm out with Bhante Sujata at different places, he usually says, "Tod, can you recite my wish?" And I'm like, So I had to train myself to memorize how it goes. So if you look at the the second and third line, it starts with a P and a G. PG as in pregnant. So that's how I remember what the first two lines are, because pregnancy starts everything, right? And then look at the green one, the last two lines are a PS as in postscript. So that's how I remember the last two lines. And then the middle one is shizzle, which is actually easy to remember, SH and then an S and then an L. So a protector for those without protection, a guide for those who have lost their way, a ship for those with an ocean to cross, sanctuary for those in danger, a lamp for those without light, and then a place of refuge for those who lack shelter, and a servant to all in need. And by the way, this was written by Shantideva, who was a monk, I think in the 800s in India. He has a lot of interesting quotes. If you ever do a Google for quotes for Shantideva, you'll see a lot of them you've heard before. Oops, wrong button, sorry about that. It's getting dizzy. So I want to go over the monks' names. So Bhante Amita. That's right, but don't get lazy. Try to remember their names. Bhante Asaji, I'm not sure who that is. Somehow he doesn't have glasses on. And then there's Bhante Bhadia, right here. And notice he has an H in his name. And actually, let's go to the next one. Bhante Rahula. Rahula was the son of the Buddha, and so he's named after the son of the Buddha. Asaji and Bhadia were two of the first 5 students of the Buddha. So that's actually someone's family name, Asaji and Bhadia, I do believe. Amita, I'm not sure where that came from. And then, of course, Bhante Sujata. And I do think that Sujata was one of the previous Buddhas. That's where he got his name. Okay, so I like to end although we're not done, I like to end with this little difficult to read. May the merit of our efforts benefit all sentient beings. And this is a colossal statue in Thailand, and some monks are going there. Okay, so now we will do the, yes.
actually about mantras. So we don't have mantras, but we do have one mantra. I'm always telling people to chant the page number 7. It has a short loving kindness chanting. Early morning, when you go to bed, you can chant it. It is a mantra. So sending loving kindness towards all living beings. So it is a mantra. So when we repeat one word over and over and over and over, it is become a mantra. So therefore, you can use this chant in your daily life in many different ways. So therefore, if you would like to learn chantings, how to pronounce it, so we can help you. Sometimes people love to learn. Even though in the past we had a chanting group, so we used to gather here after the meditation. So we almost practice an hour. So actually, I'm thinking to start it again. If anybody would love to join our chanting group, please tell me because May 13 we have our biggest celebration, we call Buddha Day celebration. Usually at the celebration, a group of people did the short chanting. So this year we don't have a chanting group yet, but I'm thinking to start. If anybody would love to come, please let me know. We can start soon. We are gonna chant around 5 to 8 minutes. So you don't have to memorize anything. I'm going to give you something to look at it. Okay? So then you can chant. So therefore, there are many ways that you can learn, use this chanting. So,
Thank you. Yeah.
Can I ask a question about this?
This, yes.
Before we move on, I have a kind of a weird reaction to the word merit, as if you've earned something. And of course, the whole point of one of the thrusts of Buddhism is to lose things, not gain things. Am I misunderstanding that word then?
Well, in this case, it's merit. It's good karma. It's not something that you buy or get. It's just good karma. So, the merit of our efforts to understand and practice Buddhism results in good karma because we're helping people and ourselves. So that's what it means. If you can think of a better word, let me know, and I'll change this slide.
I just wanted to know how it was understood.
Yeah, it's a semantic thing.
As opposed to like St. Peter up there, hey, good deeds and bad deeds, like an accounting.
Yeah.
An account with all pluses and minuses.
Yeah, no, this refers to karma. Thank you, Bhante. And I also, I would love to be in the chanting group. I've been in many before.
yeah, so actually I can use perfect time. So if anybody would love to come, let me know. But you should have to present on the day, the May 13th. So otherwise, I'm not going to have anybody there chanting. Usually we have one time actually we had over 10 people. So last year we had only young people. We have 10 young people to do chanting. So this time we all the places I can find it. I can they all get different locations. So
Right. And you have to have white clothes. You have to have white clothes. All right, so now let's do our regular chanting.
I said I will listen to you all.
This is a chant. Namo
suffering follows caused by that, as does the wheel follow the axis with it. Mind is the former of all states. Mind is chief. Mind incarnated. If with a clear and confident mind, one should either speak or act, happiness follows caused by that, as one shadow that never leaves. We believe in generosity towards others. We believe the skillful noble path is marked by generosity. We believe generosity has many levels. Think generously, speak generously, act generously. We believe generosity is the heart of our spiritual practice, and this practice allows us to become more open, accepting, and forgiving. We believe extending generosity to ourselves and others is a direct way of healing the condition, bringing joy, and nurturing this spiritual community for years to come. May I become at all times, both now and forever, a protector for those without protection, a guide for those who have lost their way, a ship for those with an ocean cross, a sanctuary for those in danger, a lamp for those without light, a place of refuge for those who lack shelter, and a servant to all who need. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with otherwise, only the wise, until the time I attain nirvana.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Anyone have any questions or comments?
I have a question with our chanting book.
Yes.
It's the twin verses. Never get it. It's the last line of the first group and the last line of the second group. I'm not going to try to say it because it's hard. But I have a hard time getting it to flow. I'm listening to everybody say it, and I think a lot of us kind of struggle with those because there's a bunch of consonants and vowels together. So if you guys break it down for us.
I can chant it, so you can.
Well, the C, just real quick, Bhante, the C is ch, for, right? Va.
GVA and then the VAH, how you get it to flow. And then the YAVAANA, they just kind of, when you guys chant it, how you get it to flow.
Which one are you talking about?
Just take the last line, that's the last line.
In the Pali last